You absolutely do not need to spend 20,000, 30,000 dirhams on a handbag to feel like you've made it. Because luxury comes in many forms, not just, beautiful handbag. Digital and social media has completely turned that on its head. And the power now lies with the influencers, the digital personalities, and not with those heritage magazines. I'm a bit of a shopaholic. I love it. I can't lie. I really, really do love clothes. Just because you're post 40, you have to dress like your mum did. You absolutely don't. Underwear is really, really, really important, particularly as women's bodies change, is to just choose pieces that you love. Not it's fine, it'll do. That's where we have waste and we end up with loads of stuff in our wardrobes that doesn't get used. That's how you avoid mistakes, is try on at least 3 sizes and go with the one that feels the best.
Hi, I'm Lois, a board-certified integrative nutrition, health and menopause coach and the host of the Lois podcast. This is the space where we talk about what's happening behind our hormones, from science to mindset to everyday stories that help women thrive through midlife. And today, we are talking about fashion. And I'm joined by Nicole, former editor-in-chief of Harper's Bazaar Arabia, and a woman who knows fashion, identity, and reinvention inside out. Today, we are diving into fashion in midlife, rewriting the rules, dressing with confidence instead of permission, and why getting older doesn't mean shrinking yourself or your style, because maybe midlife isn't about dressing your age. It's finally dressing that feels like yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm very excited to talk about fashion. I think it's one language that I don't speak at all.
I mean, I'm not sure that I do, to be honest with you, but what a joy to talk about it. I mean, it was my career for a long, long time, almost accidentally. I never really intended to become a fashion journalist. I intended to become a journalist, but I was thinking more politics or business, but ended up in fashion. So, I lived it for a very long time, but I have been out of it since 2019, pretty much.
Yeah.
I do a little bit here and there. But it's not really something I talk about that often.
I'm saying that sounds like a little bit of Devil Wears Prada story, right?
Yeah, I would be the Anne Hathaway, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm Meryl Streep as much as I would love to be. I never really intended to go into fashion, but did end up there, and I'm now on the other side.
Yeah. But fashion, I would say, can look extremely glamorous from the outside. But I think the internal reality is a little more difficult, right? It's more different. From your perspective, how does it affect a woman's confidence? Or is it something that brings confidence in people or actually starts questioning themselves?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I was the editor-in-chief of Harper's Bazaar Arabia, as you said, and I left. I handed in my notice in towards the end of 2018, and I'd been, running magazines for over 15 years, I think, by that point. And when I was in my 20s and 30s, I loved it. And you have to do those jobs because they're not easy and glamorous. 1% of the time is glamorous. The rest is hard work, long hours, not a huge amount of reward compared to being a lawyer or a banker, so you really do have to believe in it. And I did hit a point at about the time I decided to step back where I didn't feel perhaps that fashion, and certainly luxury fashion, was serving me as a woman and therefore other women and potentially my readers. I felt that those things that I had loved about it had started to sort of bite a bit. I didn't love the exclusivity. I hit a point where I thought maybe I'm producing a product, in this case, a magazine, an editorial piece of content that maybe makes other women feel like they're not rich enough, they don't have enough access, they're not cool enough, they're not young enough, they're not thin enough, they're not, stylish enough. I did have a bit of a turning point. I thought, I'm not sure that this is, what it's made out to be. And perhaps I broke through that glass mirror a little bit, and decided that I didn't want to dedicate the rest of my life to a job that I just didn't love anymore. And I think whatever you do in life, you do have to love it, and you do have to see some positivity in it. And when you start feeling that it's pretty negative or toxic, then maybe it's time to step back. We've only got one life. And that's not to say that I don't love fashion or think that fashion is a positive force, or the way that you present yourself, or what brings you joy. But maybe some of the rules that come around, particularly luxury fashion, no longer, I didn't want to play by those rules any longer, I guess.
Yeah. But do you feel that these magazines always show luxury? I mean, a lot of, middle class people aspire, or, they wish, and then they are questioning themselves, will I ever make that much money to afford probably getting a Louis Vuitton bag or a Chanel? In general, there's so many things that it makes people question, but they see that. It makes it look absolutely beautiful and glamorous. And then maybe you just have to,
Yeah, I mean, look, they're commercial entities. Zara doesn't advertise in magazines. Louis Vuitton does. So the people driving the commercials of a product such as a magazine, and incidentally, my kids don't even know what a magazine is, so that's another conversation. But the revenue of those heritage titles is a luxury model, because that's where the ad revenue comes from. So therefore, as the creator, as the editorial head of it, you have to tell the stories of the brands that are paying for the advertising, which again, as a journalist, grates in many ways. So that is why that is the story that is told. Now, obviously, digital and social media has completely turned that on its head. And the power now lies with the influencers, the digital personalities, and not with those heritage magazines who were once the Meryl Streep gatekeepers of what is stylish and what is chic. And that's a fantastic thing, right? That's brilliant. The power has become democratized. You no longer have to have the new Chanel handbag to be considered cool or in or stylish. And I hugely applaud that. And that's a great development. And it gives people access to so much more and makes you realize it's not just this, and this that you need to, deserve a place on the fashion stage. You absolutely do not need to spend 20,000, 30,000 dirhams on a handbag to feel like you've made it, this season. And I felt like my job was telling people that you did have to do that. That was actually my entire job. After a while, I was like, oh no, I'd rather that you paid for your school fees or a gym membership or a great holiday, an experience. Maybe it's not just peddling luxury constantly is maybe not the thing that I wanted to be selling, because luxury comes in many forms, not just, a beautiful handbag. If you can afford a beautiful handbag, brilliant, but maybe not at the expense of things that might bring you more joy in your life when you step back from it. And it's quite hard when you're being fed these messages to be able to step back from it and say, hang on, let's just break through the advertising, the sell here, and say, what actually brings me joy in my life? Where do I actually find it? And we're limited, everyone's limited in time. Most of us are limited in money, not everyone, Elon Musk. But if we've all got some kind of constraints in those two areas, so we have to spend those two assets really wisely. And you hit a point in your life, for me, kind of roughly when I hit 40, where I reevaluated that, and I was like, okay, let's take stock and figure out what really makes me happy.
Oh, where are you?
And some of that is still fashion, by the way, just not very expensive fashion.
So coming to that, so like I say, fashion kind of changes, what I wore in my 20s to what I wore in my 30s. For me, probably I still have clothes that I wore in my 20s still in my cupboard. But things have changed in general. Do you feel that it's necessary, or the adaptation that happens with age in terms of how women change the way they dress? There's a society's rules as well. Like, you're growing older, you can't really wear very short skirts now, dress your age. There's this whole statement. Do you agree with that? Or have now with, fashion being more available, easily available, like, with social media and stuff, are women completely rewriting the rules, and those old rules have been thrown out?
I think there's a huge disparity. So I think some women are absolutely, you know, post 40, post 50, post 60, dressing like their teenage selves best. And I'm fully here for that. And whatever you want to do is awesome. But there are also a lot of women who dress like my mum dressed at their age. If they love that and they're comfortable and they're happy with it and they really don't care about clothes or fashion or what they look like, all power to them. If their headspace is somewhere else, then that's a great thing, right? Like shopping, scrolling on shopping websites is probably not the best use of your headspace, but I love it. So I would never impose a sort of style dictates on anyone, but I have to admit, I do internally cry a little bit when I see a floral midi dress and some, you know, wedges. You don't have to, you know, there's so many options out there. But if that's what makes you happy, absolutely brilliant. But don't feel like just because you're post 40, you have to dress like your mum did at our age, because you absolutely don't. There are so many women out there who look incredible, right? Jennifer Lopez, Gillian Anderson, Kate Hudson. Like, there are so many incredible women that we can look at, and they do not dress like my mum dressed, you know, at their age. And I love that. So yeah, there's a total freedom to do what you want to do. It's all about experimentation. It's all about trying so many things on, photographing yourself in so many things, which might feel weird, but that's often how you can tell what suits you. And even if you just develop a uniform, look at the recent Love Story documentary with Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and she rarely veered from, you know, a pair of classic 501s and a white shirt. She's probably one of the most stylish women of all time. So when you find what suits you, you don't have to play around. But then if you want to wear, you know, a new trend every week, go for it. Who's to stop you? Yeah. The bank balance, maybe.
But you know, you're doing midlife, you know, I'm sure, especially you as someone who's into fitness and you're a trainer yourself, you see that, you know, the women's body changes, right?
Yeah.
Thanks to all our hormonal roller coaster that happens, and we start gaining weight and sometimes in the wrong place that we don't want to. And that changes the game a little bit, right? And I think women are more conscious in terms of, you know, trying to fit into still something that looks nice. I think there's always this little image issue that they end up having in the midlife. And during that time, do you think that you should look at how you are from a physique perspective and then dress? Because I see a lot of women, they don't dress the right way for their shape.
Yeah, 100%. You need to work with your body, your coloring, what suits you. I don't have a waist. I don't go in. I'm kind of like an oblong, straight. And that means that I can wear very different things to my friends who are maybe a bit curvier. I'm sitting here wearing a pattern, but normally I don't wear patterns. I really don't feel like I suit prints. I don't suit black. And, you know, I know all of this stuff, even though I love all of those things, I love them on other people. When I put it on myself, it just doesn't work. So yeah, you definitely have to work with your body type. I think the two things that's really important to get right before anything else are probably shoes and underwear. And that doesn't mean really expensive Louboutins. It means, right, how do I live my day? How do I move through the world? I like to be able to walk up escalators. I like to be able to take the stairs when there's an option. So generally that means a flat shoe. And that can change the proportions of what you're wearing. Like, not everything's going to work with a trainer or a sandal. So figure out, don't just wear a 5-inch heel because it makes your legs look longer. It does, but you can't move. So, you know, what's more important? I'd like to be able to run up an escalator personally. So I start with shoes and then kind of work back from there. Underwear is really, really, really important, particularly as women's bodies change. And no offense to some of the big high street brands, but I don't think their bras are the best. Go to a specialist lingerie store. I really like Kaylin in Dubai. Generally the French or the American brands are pretty good, like Simone Perel or Wackle. Get fitted by someone who really knows, because once you have a good fitting bra, everything changes. And if you can get that underpinnings correct, and get all kinds of bras that will work with different necklines and strapless, then suddenly the world of fashion does open up to you a lot more, because the bra is really important. And I think women really overlook that. I spend quite a lot of money on lingerie, not sexy lingerie. Sorry, husband. Just lingerie that really works, that really does the job. And if you are a D cup or over, that's not high street. Go to a specialist, spend some money, make sure the straps are wide enough to give you support so your shoulders aren't being dragged down, digging in here. Make sure the band is tight enough, the cups are big enough, get all different silhouettes, and kind of work from there. And that does open up a lot of windows. But yeah, absolutely look at your body type. Look at kind of other women that have got that body type, whose style you admire. See what silhouettes work on them. Try them on yourselves. That's the beauty of online shopping, right? You can order 5 sizes, try everything on. I'm a horror when I'm buying jeans. You know, the poor brands that are sending them out to me, because I will shamelessly order 20 pairs and try them all on and then keep one, if that. So I think we've got this freedom to do it now. We can try stuff on at home. We can try stuff on when we're calm, when we're chilled. You don't have to be in a small changing room with horrible lighting, getting stressed. Do it at home. Take a photo, you know. Give yourself options and then send it all back again until you find that piece you love. Because actually, that's a more sustainable way to shop, is to just choose pieces that you love. Not it's fine, it'll do. That's where we have waste and we end up with loads of stuff in our wardrobes that doesn't get used. Just keep the things that you really, really, really love, that fit you really well and you're really excited to wear. Everything else, we don't need it. We've all got too much stuff, right? Way too much stuff. So unless you really love it, send it back.
When you spoke about that, it was just one thought that came to my head. You know, there's a lot of concept of this capsule wardrobe.
Yeah.
Right? Some basics that you have. Do you think that really helps in getting off the confusion in terms of what goes with what and what might help me? Or do you think that, no, if you don't open your cupboard and dresses don't fall off, it's not the right wardrobe?
I mean, I would love to be that person that has a capsule wardrobe. I'll be honest with you, Guy. Every single room in our house, and it's a 4-bedroom house, has a wardrobe containing my clothes. I'm a bit of a shopaholic. I love it. I can't lie. I really, really do love clothes, particularly now that I'm out of the industry and it's just for me. It's not for advertisers. It's not to look a certain way. It's not to appease or to be a certain person. It's just because I love it. So I am an absolute horror, and I do buy too much that I rarely wear because I actually don't like going out. I only wear gym wear. But I love a sparkly dress. I mean, it's a problem. But anyway, I'll deal with that another time. But so I'd love to be that person with a capsule wardrobe. I'm not. If you have the discipline, fantastic. It's really helpful to look at the stuff that you wear again and again and again. That one pair of jeans that you always turn to. What is it about those jeans? What is it about the cut, the wash, the weight of the denim, the feel, and then kind of stick roughly to that. The shirt that you always pull out. Or, there are those key pieces. Every time I go on a holiday, I've got this one linen skirt. It's years old. It comes with me every single holiday. It's probably the only thing that continues holiday to holiday because I love shopping for a holiday. But there's just something about it. It just fits perfectly. It works on so many occasions. So find those pieces, and that's, I guess, where you want to be. The dream is to just end up with a wardrobe full of those pieces that you turn to and they're going to work and you're going to feel great and you're happy in them. But look, I can't preach, have a basic white t-shirt, have a great pair of jeans, have a pair of penny loafers and a navy blue blazer. Yeah, that's great if you're Carolyn Bessette. I'm not.
Plus.
But, if you can do it, then great. It's also maybe a bit boring if you like a sparkly dress like I do. So just find out what makes you happy. But don't buy something because it looks good on someone else and that other person is, a completely different size or shape to you, or colouring, or different hair, because it's probably not going to look that way on you. Try it on by all means, because it might. But if it doesn't work on you, just quickly move on. I love leopard print. I love it on other people. Every time I put it on, no. I'm just like a barmaid from the north of England. It just doesn't work. However good the leopard print is, I have to shelve it. Yeah. So you find those rules, and then I do look at people on TV and I think, oh, I love that. But no, it doesn't work on me. So be strict.
I would say, like, for me, I think I buy shoes. I cannot wear them.
Yeah, high heels.
High heels. I just cannot. I'm born with duck feet, so it just that does not work. But I just like it and I buy it and it's sitting on my shelf. So sometimes on my podcast, I just put it on because I'm just sitting. There's nothing if you ask me to walk, there's no chance. Like my son makes fun of me. He'll be like, you sure you can walk, you sure with heels? Because I'm always running. Like you said, kids are my most comfortable and I'm just running around everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I see women on the school run, in June, it's 40 plus degrees outside, going to go and get your kids out of school in a 4 centimeter heel. I mean, I would be absolutely, I mean, I'm in flip-flops, I'm in Havaianas when I have to be outside in the heat. Like, I'm shameless. But I did a huge shoe cull after leaving the world of luxury fashion. And also after kids, my feet grew. So I went up a size in shoes after having 3 children. So I had loads of beautiful Louboutins. Most of them have been resold now, and I put them in the luxury closet or retold in Dubai. And I've got like very, very few, a couple of sentimental pieces left, but otherwise the most I'll do is like a sort of an 85 millimeter block heel. There's one by Aquazura that I wear to everything. I can wear it all day. I can wear it to weddings. If I need to wear a heel, that's the one. And I've just weaned myself off. But I'm like you. I love a shoe. Like full Cinderella. They are stunning. Bags never really did it for me, but shoes were my absolute vice. But now I know that I won't wear them, so I don't buy them.
Just talking about, the other thing that a lot of women do is that they have their old clothes or clothes that fit them when they were a certain size. They vacuum and they keep them thinking that there will be a day that I will reach that size. Does that ever work in general? Have you seen people, or you think it's better to just give it away, so somebody else actually is able to wear that dress?
Yeah, I give stuff away. I keep a few pieces for my daughter. At the minute, she shows zero interest in fashion, but I've got a couple of little Miu Miu dresses that even I would say are possibly a bit young for me now. And I don't really care about things like that. But, with the outskirt and sort of a sweetheart off the strapless, I probably shouldn't wear that. I mean, I would, but I probably shouldn't. So I kept a couple of pieces for her, but generally I would say get rid of it, because even if you ever do fit into it again, that style is unlikely to still be cool or in style. And, I wouldn't keep stuff. I'd get rid of it. There is so many incredible designers out there and so many people to support in the industry that I kind of constantly all about recycling the wardrobe. Keep it used. Don't have it sitting there. Keep it moving through. And it's not, that's not a goal, right? To fit into something that we're all different. Our hormones have changed. Our body compositions change. It's not even to do with gaining weight. It's just weight shifting. We've all got the underarm, post 40, it's kind of
and then the famous belly fat.
It's all in.
This muffin top, it just doesn't go.
It's all in different places. And, I mean, I keep seeing that very low rise, jeans are back, sort of the 90s, even worse, the bumsters all the way down there. Like, absolutely no way. I will only do a high waist, only. I mean, in the gym, my leggings are, up here. I have a sportswear brand. And everything that we do is like right up here. Keep it in. I'm never doing a low waist ever. So,
when I go shopping with my daughter, I'm like, these skirts, and I'm like, they're like just a handspan width. And I'm like, what's it going to cover?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I was a tomboy my whole life, like growing up. And I'm like, this was never my style. And my daughter's like, it's not my style either. And I'm like, very good. My husband's like, perfect.
Yes, he's thrilled.
Yeah.
I mean, you want clothes to live your life in, right? We're not catwalk models. We're not just walking down a runway. You can wear your nice shoes when you're just sitting down, but then you've got to go and do the school run. So you need something that you're not going to get too hot in, that you feel covered up enough in, but without boiling. Shoes you can run in. Kids, I know what they're like with the school bags, right? Suddenly who needs a designer bag because you've got 10 backpacks and PE kit and all of this all over you. So clothes have to service your life, not the other way around. I don't think your life should service the clothes. That's not really much of a life, right?
Yeah. But was there, in your whole, sense of style and fashion, was there a change at certain age in your life? Or you, like you said, you still dress how you want to dress, but in your own thing, did you ever make a few tweaks here and there?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in the industry, there's very much a pressure to be representing the brands that you are talking about. If you go to someone's fashion show, you're expected to at least have something from the brand, whether it's just a bag or your outfit should reflect their aesthetic. And kind of look like it's part of their world, even if you've bought it from Zara. Yeah. So, you know, if you're at Chanel, that might be a tweed, it might be a black and white, you know, so that you look like you understand their codes. It's a respect thing as well. You understand their heritage, you understand their aesthetic, and you reflect that back. And that is a respect thing, I think. Okay. So you're never really, or I never felt I was really fully being myself. I was always servicing an industry or a brand or a vision, and my job was very much to take that story, take that aesthetic vision and communicate it to our readers. And I took that very seriously, and it does also when you're representing a brand like Harper's Bazaar, I don't actually know how old it is now, but we had our 150th anniversary when I was there, so it's old. That's many, many years of heritage of someone's brand that has been built that you're the custodian of. And again, I would take that seriously and represent that, or feel that I should represent it. And that is a bit of a weight on you, because honestly, I just want to go to Spinneys in my pajamas, you know, and hope that no one sees me. They're like, aren't you supposed to be Meryl Streep? What is this? But I'm more comfortable in Spinneys in my pajamas without unwashed hair. So, you know, I would say when I was, you know, working in magazines, my style was probably not very reflective of me at all. It was more what I felt I should, how I felt I should dress. It's really nice to just be able to dress for yourself and not have any pressure on that.
And what inspired you to start your own clothing, the active line?
Yeah, so when I became a spinning instructor after the magazine world, I was 40 something, early 40s, and I really struggled with so suddenly I'm in a life where all I'm wearing, the only time I really get dressed, certainly for public consumption, was in sportswear, because any other work that I would do would be at home on my computer, working from home. I literally would be in my pajamas. That's fine. And I really struggled with finding sportswear that performed at a high intensity level. I know that you do high intensity workouts as well. There's a lot, if you're doing yoga and Pilates, there's plenty out there, because you're not really throwing yourself around too much. You don't need things to be as supported or as compressed, or to feel that sculpted that you necessarily do when you're jumping, throwing heavy weights around, getting really sweaty, getting hot. There's a load of constraints that come around the kind of workouts that I like to do. And so all the beautiful, pretty matching sets, Pilates girl stuff doesn't work for me. It's not supportive enough. All the little thin stringy things are not going to work if you're, you know, lifting really heavy weights, or you're suddenly busting out some jumps, you know. So then you're kind of looking at more of the heritage brands, the big sportswear brands, and the really big giants. I'm not going to name names, but I mean, sometimes I would try their stuff and I think there is not a woman over 40 in their design studio, because this bra does not fit at all. What is going on here? They're trialing them on 20-year-olds, you know, with 0% body fat. So that was not helpful for me. And then there are some other brands that do a nice job, but they're maybe a bit boring. They're fine, but I was like, do you know what? This is how I'm getting dressed every day. I want a bit more, you know? So there's got to be a solution for stuff that's a bit closer to how I want to dress when I'm not in sportswear, but performs at the level that I demand. And the performance comes first. So we kind of started playing around. I joined up with a friend of mine who's a bespoke bridal wear designer. She knows women's bodies perfectly because she creates obviously the most important dress of their lives to fit them. And she's a stickler for detail, you know, the millimeter here, the millimeter there. So she kind of, and she's also a trainer as well. So she kind of has the design side of things. I'm like, well, I want my gym outfit to feel like I'm going out for dinner, but then I want to be able to run 10K, do a really heavy deadlift, do some box jumps, flip a tire, and still look like I'm going out for dinner. So that's kind of what we envisaged when we launched. The brand's called Alley Kit. And that's where we try and keep it, and we don't do, matching pastel sets. Because not to diss them, but there's enough out there. I also kind of feel at my age that a navy or a black legging or shorts is probably, where you want to be. Everyone says to us, where are all your coloured leggings? There's other people doing that, go to them. There's plenty. We didn't want to do stuff that's already out there. We wanted to create things that aren't serviced in the market.
It speaks you, like.
Yeah. So we have, we have like a couple of tops that I love, but one with really strong built-in support at the front. I can run 10K in it, nothing's going anywhere. And then the back's got this long sweeping V-neck. So from the back, it looks really elegant. It's closer to evening wear, but the support is fantastic from the front. So bringing those two together. And also, I see a lot of women who come in like a patterned floral legging, and then a big baggy old t-shirt thrown over a sports bra, because that's what they're comfortable in. And that's totally fine. And I'm not there to ever say you should wear something else. But is it the most stylish? Do you really feel excited to go out the house when you put that on in the morning? Probably not. I don't know. I wouldn't. So also about kind of showing women that just throwing on a big t-shirt because you want to cover up doesn't necessarily make you look the best, whatever size you are. Generally having something a bit more form-fitting, something that skims, something that really shows your shape. And it doesn't matter whether that shape is, a size 0 or a size 20, but something that really shows you off and lifts you up and makes you feel elevated and like, I got this. I'm a baller. That's kind of where we wanted to be with things.
You mentioned sizes. There is this whole new trend of being skinny back again. There was one point where I was very happy women were actually lifting and trying to reduce weight and actually get muscles. And now thanks to all these weight loss injections, the skinny trend has come back in, where women are just losing weight to look thin again. I mean, what's your take on it? I mean, I've got a different take as a health coach onto this completely. But as a personal trainer and someone who has seen fashion and, you've seen the skinny trend probably multiple times. Where do you see it, especially for midlife women?
Hannah Waddingham, she's a British actress. She's in Ted Lasso. She was on the cover of British Women's Health this month. She's an absolute goddess. I mean, she's Amazonian. She's very tall. I don't know how tall she is, maybe 6 foot. But she's just incredible looking. And I think the more the media put out body shapes like that or show strength, the better. And there probably is a job to do to kind of push that aesthetic, to cancel the skinny girl thing going on over here. I'm not on TikTok, but there was a skinny talk thing, I'd heard about a hashtag or something, and incredibly damaging for young girls. It's okay for us as women post 40, you're post 40. We're a lot wiser and we're able to handle it. We're able to look at images and understand they might not be true, or why they're unhealthy, or the underlying health issues that women are going to have at that kind of body weight. You're probably not having a period. I dread to think what's happened to your bone density. How do you get up in the morning? How do you... So again, bringing the focus back to what you can do rather than what you can look like. I think giving girls good role models, and often that is athletes. Gucci dress Anya Sabalenka, which is great, rather than, some emaciated waif. And I think brands really understand that athletes are really...
They're better role models in general,
100%. And then I look at, my daughter also loves Taylor Swift. We went to the Eras tour twice. You can't do that on being starved. She's got an amazing physique, but she's strong, and that's how she can get on stage and perform and sing and dance and have energy and connect with a crowd and be vibrant and be alive behind her eyes for over 3 hours every night for 2 years. You got to feel yourself, and you've got to be strong, and you've got to work out to perform like that. So I think she's a really good role model as well. So maybe I'm just in a position where I've kind of cancelled. I don't look at the the negative stuff. So I don't see that as aspirational.
Okay.
You look at the Kelly Osbourne. I mean, I don't know how much of it's real and how much of it isn't. That's the other thing with AI. And who was the other one who had really bad? Olivia Wilde, but they were saying it was a bad camera angle or it was a fisheye lens or something. You know, she looked pretty shocking recently, but these aren't positive things. I don't think those images are making anyone go, oh yeah, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Whereas you see Michelle Obama with her incredible arms, you're like, I want those arms, you know? So I think the aspiration is in building muscle, I hope.
Yeah.
But then I work in a gym. So generally the women that I meet are there for fitness, right? So maybe I'm in a different position to you, that I'm seeing women who've already decided they want to be fit, they want to be strong, they want to be healthy.
But coming back to fashion, if you had to, give the women about 10 things that they should have in their wardrobe, what would those 10 things be?
Okay, so I wouldn't tell anyone that they have to have anything, but I'll think for me, so I'm going to start with really good gym kit that enables you to perform and you're not thinking about it and you feel confident and you're not like feeling like something's hanging out. So I would start with that. Underwear, we touched on. You need really good bras, particularly if you're going through hormonal changes and things have shifted. You probably can't get away with the old Victoria's Secret bras any longer. Go to a specialist. I would say Kaylin in Dubai, somewhere like that that's got proper French brands. Really get fitted, make sure that you're fully supported, and that's going to make all the difference to the way the clothes fit on you. Obviously a great pair of jeans. I really like L'Agence, the brand, and these are Citizens of Humanity. So these are a barrel leg, which is probably
in fashion.
It's probably I think it's probably out again.
Oh, okay.
I imagine, I don't know, but when I thought, okay, I'm going to get some barrel leg jeans, I'm going to do it. Literally, I tried on 15 pairs to come to the one that I felt comfortable in. So do that. Really spend time. If something feels off the second you put it on, move on. There's enough out there. Keep trying. The second you put something on, you're like, oh, it's almost like when you meet the love of your life, right? That's the feeling that you need to chase. Otherwise, forget it. Don't waste money on something that isn't perfect. So I think great pair of jeans is really important. I wear a lot of shorts, but do you wear shorts, Guy?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, because I know a lot of women don't.
Yeah. I'm generally in shorts.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
So I wear a lot of denim shorts. They're super easy. You can kind of put a white shirt on or just a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. Who are they? A-Gold are the shorts that I like. And again, I found like the one style, the one cut that I love, and I just kind of stick to that, because every time I try something else, I always go back to that one. So I'm like, do you know what? If that works, stick with it. I'm a huge Zara addict, but I would say find somewhere that fits you. A lot of Zara fits me. Yeah. The sizes can be patchy, but I can go from an extra small to a large in the same day and everything in between. So the sizing can be weird, but generally I can find something that fits me. Mango and H&M just don't fit me. I don't know why. The cut just doesn't suit my particular body type. So find that store that fits you and that you kind of like the aesthetic of. And then cherry pick and choose, because there's some amazing pieces on the high street. We don't need to be spending tons and tons and tons of money on really expensive clothes. And there is an element of, sustainable responsibility. And if you're buying stuff that you don't love, that is going to end up in landfill. So, I don't want to be boring and guilty and but if you are someone like me who loves fashion and probably buys too much, at least buy things that you really love, not something that you're never going to wear and it's just going to end up in landfill. So try and do that. Footwear is so important. A pair of trainers. These are so Adidas Samba, again, probably fully old, gone, but I don't care. But these are the decons. So they're really soft. They're, right? Yeah. Buttery soft. So you can be in the heat in Dubai, running around getting kids. You're not going to get blisters because they're so soft. Yeah. I mean, I've had these cleaned because I don't think you can get them anymore after they had to terrible time at an Oasis concert in Wembley that I won't go into details of because you'll have to cut it. But I was like, I need to clean them. So a great pair of trainers that's kind of lightweight for Dubai. I think you don't want a big, heavy trainer in a Dubai summertime, right? Sandals I wear a lot. I do wear a lot of Havaianas just because it's hot. I've got one great pair. Actually, I've got two great pairs of occasion wear shoes. One is the Aquazura. I think it's called the So Nude, and it's that 85 millimeter heel. It's bulky, so you're not wobbling around. I've done weddings in it from morning to night, and I'm bad with heels. Amazing. And then I've got some of from my old fashion days. I've got the Gucci Block low-heeled sandals. They're still going. And they're pretty comfortable as well. So for me, it's having a Block lower heel if I have to wear a heel. Zara actually does quite good like boots with a low heel. Okay. If you just want something like that. What else do I wear? I mean, swimwear is really important. You have to spend money on swimwear. It's like gym wear and lingerie. Don't cheap out on it because it really makes a difference. I wouldn't buy Zara. I would buy everything from Zara, but I wouldn't buy lingerie or swimwear or gym wear from Zara. So really good swimwear because you want good fabric, right? It's got to be compressive. It's got to support you. And again, there are so many great designers and great brands out there now that weren't there 10 years ago. So keep trying until you find, if I have to do a bikini, I'd rather do a one piece, but if I do a bikini occasionally, trust me, those bikini bottoms are way up here. I'm not down here. So, and everything, thicker straps, but there's so many good designs now that doesn't have to mean frumpy. You can find really gorgeous stuff. I would say a big tip that I would say is if there's a sort of a website that you love, say Unas, for instance. Okay, I love everything on Unas, my absolute dream. It's very expensive. But I create a wish list throughout the season because I spend too much time looking because I love looking, right? I love it. So I'll create a wish list with my size and then I just wait for the sales and wait and see. And I'm like, okay, maybe at that price it's a bit more interesting and maybe that's particularly cheap of me. But that way you've got access to those special pieces occasionally when you want them. So I've got wish lists on, all the websites.
Unas has opened a store now.
I know, and I live around the corner. Literally, I could walk there. It's that 5-minute walk from my house. So I'll try not to be doing I don't actually go to shops. I pretty much do everything online. Okay. Yeah, it's very rare that I'll go to a shop. I like to try on at home, in my own time, use different underwear, say, okay, will it work with this bra? Will it work with this?
For you, it's like a ritual.
Yeah. And I'm very good at sending stuff back and like getting it, so, and I'm shameless about ordering lots of sizes.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. But I think women need to do that. I think that's how you avoid mistakes, is try on at least 3 sizes, where you think you might be the one up and the one down, and forget what the label says. Go with the one that feels the best, on you. It doesn't matter if it's a large and you think you're a small. Who cares? If it fits well.
Yeah. Who's going to look at the label except you?
Exactly. Yeah.
In general. Okay, fantastic. Comes to a very interesting segment. I call it the hot seat, cold truth. So it's like a rapid fire session. Yeah. Very simple. Are we dressing our age or dressing our fear?
Ooh, goodness. I feel like I'm a psychologist. I don't know. I mean, I would hope neither, I suppose. I'd like to say that we're dressing our joy.
Quiet luxury, overrated or timeless?
Timeless, but I'm useless at that.
Trend following, yes or no?
No, but I would argue that what really are trends nowadays, I mean, you'll have kind of macro changes in jeans shapes, for instance, and probably a stretched pair of skinny jeans right now is going to date you. Although maybe they're back. I'm not entirely sure. But we have so many, because of social media, there are so many micro trends that these trends aren't really a thing. Everything could be a trend, and it's so fast nowadays that it's in one, out one. So I wouldn't worry too much about,
Okay. Fashion icon for midlife women. Who comes to your mind first?
J-Lo is always the first. Like, she is just an absolute goddess, but she probably is someone who has a very different body type to me. She's very curvaceous. She's Latina. So in terms of, I think from her, what I take is more confidence. If I were asked, name an outfit that she's worn that I would replicate, it's not really about the specific things. Like more of her outfits I remember from the 90s, like I get low-rise jeans. So I wouldn't actually wear her physical clothes necessarily, but her aura and her confidence is 100% where I would aspire to be, in her fabulosity. I really like Gillian Anderson. Do you know Gillian? Yeah. She is American. She's definitely in her 50s. She does a lot of acting in the UK. She's actually the face of Marks and Spencer. But she wears Miu Miu as well. So she'll go from Prada and Miu Miu to M&S, She'll do a lot of cream and and she's also really smart. And I think it's when women have got more than just what they look like, that's when they become really magnetic and charismatic. And that's when I start to like their style. I just watched Running Point with Kate Hudson on Netflix, the second season. I was Googling a lot of her outfits and that, because she's got that kind of the power woman, the trouser suits, and yet the fun stuff, and the evening wear is really gorgeous. And she's, I assume, a similar age to us. She looked great. I like a lot of like what's on TV, and there's all the websites now where you can find out, what they're wearing. And when you see clothes moving on someone, an actor, on screen, it's very different to a flat, image. And it really gives you a sense of, okay, that looks great from that angle, and maybe that could work for me. So I really like her. Hannah Waddingham, I absolutely adore. All the sports stars.
One fashion trend you secretly wish would disappear?
Low-rise jeans.
Low-rise
anything. But I I don't care if anyone wants to wear it and they've got the abs for it. I'm just jealous that I don't.
One color women should wear more unapologetically?
I wear a lot of white. It's probably my favorite color, like a white or an ivory or all shades of beige. And I'm fairly unapologetic about it. It does make me think of the scene in Schitt's Creek where she kind of goes to her brother's wedding in a wedding dress, because the dress code was black and white. I would probably be that person. Like, my favorite dress would be a white dress, which you can't wear to a wedding. Certainly not a British wedding, unless you're the bride. But other than weddings, I really like a white, an ivory, a cream, and less of the darker colors. I'm not really into a sort of a black, only in the gym.
Okay.
But that's because that suits me. When I see like a much more of an ashy blonde than me in a black dress, absolutely stunning. It's just not my coloring. So, and all cut, like, it's lovely when you look amazing today. And when I saw you, it lifts you, right? When someone's wearing a color that suits them, it just, and it makes you happier as well. So I think embracing color and not just saying, I'll just buy the black. Maybe black leggings in the gym. But other than that, you don't have to wear black all the time. Whatever color suits you, and it does bring a bit, but we're good at that in Dubai, I think. I think women here do that pretty well because we've got sunshine, because it doesn't rain. So we're not in the dry cleaner, every week. We can wear, a lot more color and a lot more lighter, brighter, expressive pieces.
True. Brings me to my last segment of the podcast. It's called the 1%.
Okay.
99% of our conversation is all about women, but men are a part of our lives too. So we've dedicated this 1% to them.
Okay.
So what?
They only get 1%. I love that.
So what is your 1% advice to the men in our lives? What can men do better to support women?
I am really lucky. I married a good one, Andrew. He's pretty amazing. He's a great dad. He's a great partner. He really supports me. I think our lifestyles are really aligned. We're quite similar in the way we view parenting, in the way we prioritize our lives, I guess. So we work out together. We give each other time to work out if the other one needs it. Mainly him giving me time. He kind of indulges my harmless shopping foibles, as long as they're Zara and not, Fashion Avenue in the Dubai Mall. So I guess understand your partner, and figure out what brings them joy and what makes them happy. And as long as it's not harmful to the family unit or to their health or, your future, then give them space to indulge that passion, and express it and work with them on it. And I will give that to all the Instagram husbands out there. Andrew's really good at taking pictures, and everyone always says to me, how is your husband so good at taking pictures? I mean, there's been some training, I'll be honest. I've also been told that I should run courses on training men into taking good pictures of their wives, because I was quite strict. But just make them happy, as long as it's a positive outlet. Give them that space and find joy with each other. And hopefully, I think kids is really key. If you have kids, if you're married and you have children, letting them find their own personalities and their own path in life, and working together as a unit to kind of enable that and celebrate it and lift them up and send them out into the world confident, hopefully a bit charismatic.
Coming to that, any parting advice to our listeners, to the women especially, the midlife? What is your parting advice as far as fashion is concerned?
I think when you put something on, I guess it's like, and I'm not a Marie Kondo clearing out my house, an absolute disaster, but does it spark joy? That's how she does the house clearing, I think. I've actually not watched it because it will give me the fear. But, if an item in your house doesn't spark joy, I believe her messaging is, get rid of it. Yeah. And then you end up with this very minimalist house. And I'm not an interior designer, so nothing to say on that. But the same when you're looking at clothes, does it bring you joy? Is this the best version of me that I can be at this time? And if it's not, you deserve better. And we're really lucky nowadays. There's better out there. I've mentioned it a lot because I do think they do a great job, but Zara is incredible. Like, it's really, really good. And if you tailor pieces, that's another really important one. I've got a great tailor next to me, Hazel at ThreadUp. Hi, Hazel. If you buy something that maybe if you're not sure about it, but you love it, and just get it a bit bigger, and then go to the tailor,
get it fitted,
and then you're in couture territory. Yeah. And previously, couture is tens of thousands of euros. Yeah. Well, with a bit of thought, you can make high street clothes look expensive as long as they fit you right. And, the tailor can help you with that. And if you struggle with jeans, they can do jeans. Tailors aren't just there for an evening dress. Use them for anything. And then that will really elevate your look. But if you're wearing something just because it's fine, it's a bit sad. You don't have to. But if you don't care, that's also fine too. But if you look at other women or pictures or and you think, oh, I'd love to be able to wear that, you probably can. A version of it. There will be a version of it. It'll have a lower waist or a higher waist or slightly different voluminous skirt or a different pant length. There will be a way that you can access that. Fashion is so democratic nowadays. No one should feel excluded. And I would hate it if they do, or if they think I'm not cool enough, or I'm not, it's not for me. That's for those girls, for those women, because that's not what it should be. It's absolutely not. Don't let that mindset. That's what I don't like so much about. It's not like that so much, but the old luxury industry, that very exclusive, oh no, it's only for these, it's not for these. Rubbish. It's for everyone. If you want to be a part of it, it's for everyone. And it's right out there for the taking.
Oh, thank you so much. And that's a wrap for today. If this episode resonated with you or made you relook at the way you look at fashion or confidence in general, please do subscribe and share it with another woman, because this is the way it helps us spread these conversations. I'm Gaia Lois, and until next time, menopause, why pause? Let's play.